Picture this, Habs faithful. A do-or-die Game 7 against the Tampa Bay Lightning. The weight of the first round hanging in the balance, and a potential game-changer waiting in the wings. The Montreal Canadiens are on the brink of either glory or heartbreak, and whispers of Patrik Laine's possible return are stirring the pot. Could a player who's barely seen the ice this season become our secret weapon in the most critical moment? Let's dive into this tantalizing possibility, and what it could mean for our Stanley Cup dreams as we head into Sunday's showdown. Let's set the stage with the harsh reality. The series is tied 3-3. Every game a brutal, one-goal grind against a Tampa team with championship DNA. We fought tooth and nail to get here, with overtime thrillers and clutch performances. But our offense has sputtered at key moments. Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield, and Uri Slafkovsky remain quiet 5-on-5. And while depth players like Brendan Gallagher and Alexander Texier have stepped up, we're missing that extra punch. Enter Patrik Laine, a sniper with a lethal shot, sidelined by an abdominal injury for all but 5 games this season. Could his return be the spark we need to push past Tampa? The idea of Laine lacing up for Game 7 feels like a Hollywood script. Think Willis Reed of the New York Knicks, dragging himself onto the court in 1970 to inspire a championship run. Laine's injury has been shrouded in mystery, with no firm timeline for his return. He's been on long-term injured reserve, and there's been zero indication he'll play in these playoffs. But here's the twist. According to Daily Faceoff's Matt Larkin, if Montreal wanted to activate him, we could, despite Laine's hefty $8.7 million AAV. The Habs would remain playoff cap compliant. The door isn't slammed shut. It's cracked open just enough to let us dream. Let's talk about what Laine brings to the table. Even in a limited sample over the past couple of seasons, he's a power play wizard. Larkin notes that Laine leads all NHL players in goals and shots per 60 on the man advantage since the start of 2023-24. That's the kind of elite skill we're missing right now. Our power play has shown flashes, but it's not consistent enough against Tampa's penalty kill. Imagine Laine parked in the left circle, unleashing that cannon of a one-timer off a feed from Suzuki or Caulfield. It could be the difference maker in a series where special teams have been a coin toss. But let's not get carried away. The reality is grim. Laine hasn't played meaningful hockey in months, and an abdominal injury isn't something you shake off overnight. Rushing him back for Game 7, even if medically cleared, carries massive risk. He'd likely be rusty, lacking game shape and timing, which would make him a liability against a relentless Lightning forecheck. And that's assuming he's even close to ready. There's no evidence he's been skating at full capacity or cleared for contact. This is a fairy tale. It's playoff hockey, where one wrong move can end your season. From a roster and cap perspective, activating Laine is feasible, as Larkin pointed out. We got the flexibility to bring him off LTIR without violating playoff cap rules, thanks to careful management by GM Kent Hughes. But cap compliance doesn't solve the bigger issue, integrating a player who's been out all year into a high-stakes Game 7. Coach Martin St. Louis would face a brutal decision. Slot Laine into the top 6, potentially on a line with Suzuki and Caulfield, and hope his shot creates instant chemistry, or ease him in on a lower line and risk wasting his offensive talent. Either way, it's a gamble with no margin for error. Let's break down the on-ice fit. If Laine plays, his power play prowess is the obvious draw. Pair him with Suzuki's vision and Caulfield's finishing, and our man advantage unit could finally click. At 5-on-5, though it's trickier, Laine isn't known for his defensive game, and in a tight series where every shift matters, a lapse could cost us. St. Louis might need to shelter him, limiting minutes or matching him against Tampa's softer lines. But against a team with Nikita Kucherov and Steven Stamkos, there are no soft lines. It's a high-risk, high-reward proposition. Now, let's zoom out to the broader context. This series has been a war of attrition. We're still without Noah Dobson on the blue line, forcing Caden Gould and Mike Matheson to log punishing minutes. Jakob Dobes has been a rock in net, matching Andrei Vasilevsky's save for save. But our offense needs a boost to close this out. Laine, even at 70%, could provide that if he's ready. Without him, we're relying on the same lineup that's gone punch for punch with Tampa, but hasn't landed the knockout blow. Game 7 on Sunday at the Bell Center is our shot to end it. and the crowd will be a factor. But will it be enough without a wild card like Laine? Here's the harsh truth. Salary cap and roster constraints aren't the issue here. It's timing and health. Even if we can activate Laine, there's no trade deadline magic to pull, no last-second reinforcement beyond what's in our locker room. This is a hand we've got, and if Laine isn't ready, we're rolling with the same Warriors who battled to a 3-3 tie. Tampa's experience in elimination games makes them deadly, and we can't afford to hope for a miracle. If Laine does return, it's a bonus, but we've got to prepare as if he won't. So, let's throw a tough question into the mix to spark some heat in the comments. If you're Martin St. Louis and Laine is somehow clear for Game 7, do you play him, risking rust and defensive lapses for a potential power play boost, or stick with the lineup that's fought to this point? What's the call? Roll the dice on a hero's return or trust the grinders? I want to hear your takes. Let's get the debate roaring louder than the Bell Center on Sunday. As we gear up for Game 7, the stakes couldn't be higher. Patrik Laine's return is a long OT, a dream that might stay just out of reach, but the mere possibility fuels our hope. Whether he plays or not, this team has shown heart, grit, and the will to win. If you're as fired up as I am for this defining moment, smash that like button to show your Habs pride. Subscribe if you haven't yet, because we're riding this playoff journey together. Let's keep the passion for the Blue, Blanc, ET Rouge burning bright. Until Sunday, keep the faith. We're one win away from history.